We're going to be a Notre Dame podcast, and Notre Dame fans are going to be our biggest haters if anybody listens. But, I just can't.
No, we love Notre Dame. Our mother.
I do love Notre Dame. I love the most infuriating group of people on the fucking planet. Nope, can't have that, Sook.
Suki! Well, here I am alone.
My back. There we go.
This is what happens when you
we upgraded. You know
try
what I mean?
to start a podcast with your best buddy, who I was just saying.
I was right in the
there we go. But you look even better now. Now your picture looks even better to me.
Really hard to look better than this, though.
Well, let's save the compliment. Pretend like let's
listen. If I don't give myself compliments, nobody.
Let's not pretend like we're
young,
chummy. Now your camera's jacked up again. Get your camera dialed in.
My camera, it looks phenomenal on my end. I don't know.
All right. I'm just gonna. I want to see your face. I want to see your face. I want to see more of your face. I'm seeing less of your face right now.
This head's front and center, bub, right here.
As long as you look good, that's okay.
I mean, as long as I look good, I don't care about anything else. I
know, but
busted nose, giant
ears. You were like a second ago. You were like crystal clear. I'm sure it'll shake out.
Yeah, it'll shake out, bub.
Oh, that little trumpet gets me every time.
Couldn't be heard on the friggin' thing. Anyway,
we'll clue him in. We'll credit him.
We'll credit him. Yeah, we'll dub it. Is that a thing? Is dubbing a thing? I can dub.
Yeah, I think that's allowed.
Yeah,
welcome everyone to the first ever Thank You Very Little podcast. You were a bunch of idiots. But hopefully by the end of this, you'll find us, maybe a little bit entertaining, maybe even a little bit endearing. I don't know. We'll see. I'm your captain on this, but we're not alone.
That's designated. Oh, okay. Oh, that's been designated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this
Yeah, okay. Oh, there's co-captain.
The only one steering this ship here.
Pilots,
okay.
Maybe. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that more prestigious?
It's just a little bit more. Well, it's a little bit more equitable, and I like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, my name is Sean Hybor, and this mug that potentially listening on a podcast is more than just a pretty face. This is really my best pal, my best man, technically. I mean,
literally, I was literally your best man.
Yeah, it's in the records. I don't know if Mexico keeps track of that stuff, but photos. And, really just my over best dude, your co-captain, Kyle Sherwood. Bong. What are you
here's the thing. Well, here's a little bit of a slight rundown. So this whole podcast is going to be intended to be entertaining first, right? And then we're going to touch on a bunch of topics that we assume anybody that thinks we're remotely interesting will also be interested in, because we're kind of like we're 40-year-old ex-athlete bros that got into sales that still speak like we're 19, but at least we're aware of how stupid we sound in public now. Back then, we just sounded stupid on accident, and now I think it's funny, so I do it on purpose.
It's a little more polished.
Well, but it's intentional. And then we're going to touch on sports, gambling, stupid stories about our wives, the stock market. I am going to hammer Notre Dame football. Sean will probably be more defensive of Notre Dame football.
No,
but
not our mother. No.
Yeah, we are. We're Notre Dame fans that just honestly finally got to a point in our lives where we have enough knowledge and information to feel like we could, have something worth.
We care, and we care.
We care. Very little. look different as we go. So if you are like the one person that isn't my mother who's going to listen to this and you like a specific
Man.
segment, please tell us what you want more of. Because like I don't want to just hear myself talk, and if you give us direction, then that makes way more sense. And then we're all happy.
One little fact, actually, I want to bring that up. We're,
Oh,
you know, we've a long time, probably longer than some people maybe listening or even being alive. Like
vast
30,
majority.
are we going 30 years? 30 years now? We were like 9 or 10, right? But what I was trying to say is that Kyle and I have known each other for almost 30 years. We were trying to do the math there. It's pretty damn close. We started out by dominating the hardwoods of a local YMCA. And then we both had overbearing mothers named Nancy. And here we are 30 years later. Notre Dame has kept us united, even with distance. And Kyle, about Notre Dame football at this point, he's a little bit more burdened than I am, if you will. It is
I'm
political
so burdened
season.
by what has been. I'm
Oh
so
boy,
burdened by what
NIU has really stuck it in his side. But yeah, so
it's
Marcus Freeman. I
unforgivable.
mean,
It's unforgivable, bro. Like it's like now
yeah.
we're just gonna talk like we're on the phone, but like uh we can say this motherfucker, dude. Like why can't why
Whoa.
can't like
Jeez.
why can't we have nice things? Why can't we have everything? Why can't we have our cake and eat it too? Ever? Why can't it ever come
Yeah.
together? Why does
Well,
it
it
have
looks
to be?
nice. I mean, it looks really nice. If we're being honest, I mean, it
Bro,
looks
Marcus
nice. I mean,
Freeman is everything you could ask for. Like, if your Christmas list of a quarterback was like, hey, man, in 2024, what would I like? I'd like a really good looking, smart, young black dude that relates to every player. Every player will listen to, will follow, through hell and back. You kind of look, you look at Marcus Freeman, you're like, well, this guy doesn't even miss like leg day. Plays the part, looks the part.
does look like he squats
Really,
quite a bit.
really good dude. Seems like he's got all of his things together. And then, then we can't count to 11 against Ohio State. And we lose the two MAC schools at home, which are just
Yeah, tough, man.
unforgivable. Like I don't know. Like and our fans are so silly, man. I guess. Like, do you think our fans punish their kids, or do you think they're always just like, well, I just want us all to get along, and little Johnny just may have burned the house down, but like it's not his fault, and I don't think critiquing him is going to help anybody. And it's like, no, bro. Like, dude, Nick Saban sat down Jalen Hurts for Tua.
He did.
Didn't Jalen Hurts win a
Middle of
title?
a championship game, actually.
Wasn't that halftime of a championship or something?
I don't know if Jalen. Yeah, it was, or was it the title game or the one to get into it? I can't remember exactly how
It
that
was
went.
a
It might have been the one to
monster
get into it.
scenario.
It's a good
Jalen
question.
Hurts
When
was
did Tua first start?
pretty sure Jalen was like the Heisman favorite, or like he was incredible. And Saban just has the stones. Now, if he's wrong, then, but he can live with it if he's wrong. And he puts in a new guy and they win and they end up winning a national championship. Like, we're over here worrying about whether or not Riley Leonard, who's just been paid more money than he's ever going to make in his life again, we're worried about his feelings over a bunch of four-star kids that were promised that they'd get an opportunity to start. And I do not care who is on the bench. If you lose to NIU, you got to at
Yeah,
least be open to other options.
Huskies.
And it's just I hate calling it unforgivable, but it really kind of is just unforgivable. So
Yeah, I mean, you would hope that like the Marshall game was, you hate to see it, but you could forgive him for that. The Stanford game was like, all right, buddy, like, yeah, we're now we're two strikes, and then NIU, where like three times in a row where Notre Dame was clearly the better team at home. The team just comes out flat. They act like they've never played a Notre Dame opponent before, which opponents always give us their best shot, at least in the first half, right? You got to put them away early. You can't let a MAC team hang around. Every Big Ten team knows that.
it's unbelievable.
And yeah, my thing with Marcus Freeman is, he's in his third year now. I look at him as like an apprenticeship. Like he like, it's like a plumber, right? It's like he needs like a 3-year apprenticeship because he's never done the job before. He needs to be a head coach. He needs to figure out like what works, like what kind of practices, how he wants to practice, what the identity of the team is, like your style, how you're going to discipline kids, how you're going to relate to kids, like all that type of stuff. Coaches usually work out in lower levels, whether it's D2 or, MAC schools or, lesser Big Ten schools. Like Notre Dame is a huge brand. Well, that's what it is now, as a brand more than anything else. That still comes with a bunch of, if not pressured, a bunch of obligations. Like, he's out there still throwing first pitches to, Yankees fans and stuff. It's like, along with all the other stuff that modern day football brings. So yeah, my point is, I think you have to give him 5 years. I think, like the NIU thing, the NIU thing, like that. I mean, that should piss everyone off. And like that, there should be no more, tomfoolery, if you will, from here on out. Like I want to see improvement, but like, I think hiring him in the first place, you had to come up with a 5-year plan for this guy. Right. And, if he doesn't deliver in year 4 and 5, like, or even if he doesn't deliver at the end of this year, right. If things go terrible this weekend against Louisville and, they lose there and they lose a couple more games, like, yeah, I mean, like 7 and 5, I think that's probably fireable because you're not going in the right direction, but I just don't think they're going to do it. Like, the leadership doesn't have the will to do it. Notre Dame's still making too much money. They're signing new contracts bigger than ever with Under Armour and NBC. And, with Marcus Freeman, when Brian Kelly left, I don't know what Swarbrick was doing. I mean, maybe cruise control at the end there, but, he seemed a little bit surprised by Brian Kelly's departure. And, they kind of hit the easy button. The guy that was already there, like you said, good looking, deadlifts probably 500 pounds. And, the kids seem to like him. So here we are. We have a little change of scenery over there. Down. Yeah, what's going on over there?
Well, Bob, you're the tech guy, Bob. I talkie. You techie. I don't do any of that. I don't do any of the techie.
I feel like I was just talking to Marty there, like walking him through, saving a file. Where does the file go?
Hey, how's the...
Yeah, but when I save it, where does it go? What's this cloud?
Talking to Zoolander. The files are in the computer. Yeah, so anyway, we had a little change of scenery. If this thing cuts out again, then
you're good.
Throw my computer.
You're closer to the router. You're closer to the source of the juice.
Remember, I used to plug a cable in the back of it. That Ethernet. Do we still have Ethernet cords? Is that not a thing anymore?
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
Yeah, I haven't hardwired anything in 15 years. Yeah. Okay, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. I guess I probably needed a break. Talking about Marcus gets me all upset.
Yeah, you were a bit burdened, bub.
Well, it just makes me so mad, dude. Why can't he just okay. And one of my favorite pastimes is annoying Notre Dame fans because I think I think we're Blockbuster. My fear is that we're Blockbuster. I think that we are just, we're the biggest brand. We always have been the biggest brand. And we're just not going to innovate. We're not going to adapt. We're just going to tell everybody how cool we are and expect everyone to show up on Fridays with their parents and check out some movies. And, I mean, God, don't get me wrong. I miss Blockbuster. But, Netflix just kind of sent everything right to your door. And then now they stream it right. I mean, you just can't.
Yeah, convenience.
You're going to be the dodo bird, bub. Here's the thing. No conference. And again, we're going to be okay for the next 10 years. At least this iteration of the NBC contract is going to be good. But I got to imagine that we are losing like 2 times more people a year just dying on us than we're making new fans. So if Ma and Pa croak and we don't win any games or have any big games or any new rivalries, like USC has already said that, I hope Notre Dame gets on board, but we're kind of the Big Ten now and I can play Michigan and Ohio State every year. And, we like you guys, but we don't love you because it's, everybody's got to kind of get on with it and, join this century. We still won't let kids in who want to play. If there's a 5-star, somewhere out there in the world whose just lifelong dream was to play for Notre Dame, but he didn't take French, then, we don't let him in.
Well, they'd like to see him on student council, maybe. Yeah.
But bro, come on. I just want to feel like Notre Dame is trying to win. And I virtually never do. I never feel like
well,
we're
not
doing
anymore,
everything
at
we
least.
can to
Yeah,
win ball
not
games.
recently. Yeah.
Eh,
No, I mean not everything we can. I think
It's unforgivable.
yeah. I mean, I think the point you're making about the fan base is important because Notre Dame's really unique, right? Like it's a small Catholic university, still. I think maybe combined undergrad, post grad, maybe 12,000 kids, graduates a couple thousand, 2,000, 3 kids a year. Not a huge alumni base, like people that actually went to the school. Most of the fans of Notre Dame football just identified with, it being a Catholic university that was good at football, right? And those are famously called the Subway alums, which were famous. We're a part of that group.
Yeah,
That's
you and
how. Yeah, we didn't. I mean, we're Notre Dame fans because, well, I'm a Midwestern Catholic kid. You are a
I was
Midwestern
indoctrinated.
guy. Yeah, you were
Yeah,
indoctrinated.
I didn't have a choice. I was
Um,
indoctrinated. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to even
yeah,
talk
well,
during Notre Dame games.
we all were. I mean, my Uncle Kenny just passed away. He's like, perfect embodiment of Notre Dame fans. I think he was like 80, 81 years old, loved Notre Dame, wouldn't hear anything about it, otherwise, like still watching Notre Dame games, in his final days. And so RIP to Uncle Ken. Just a real quick moment of silence.
Well, sounds for Uncle Kenny, bud. But I mean, he's
Yeah,
one of the good ones.
but he's but that's like a whole generation of fans of Notre Dame fans, and he didn't go to Notre Dame either. These Subway alums that just identified with Notre Dame as this tough, in your nose, Catholic university is something to really be proud of. And as kids, we grew up with Lou Holtz, right? I mean, we gave away our age a little bit. We're knocking on 40. We're some of the older millennials out there.
You're 40. I am almost 40.
Yeah, you're getting there. What about
I got that on
couple months?
I got 2 months of happiness left. Yeah.
You got a quarter. You got a quarter and a quarter of happiness. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was just the identity. Like growing up, like those teams, like in your face. Like I remember that. I think I sent you a clip of that Colorado game where it was just like Lou Holtz held the guys in for like 3 minutes longer than he was supposed to, and like they got out in the field and they were Rocket was like in and Ricky Waters were like in people's faces and Zor. I mean, it was awesome. I mean, it was just like you could get behind something like that. You know what I mean? Like we grew up in Michigan, so we had Michigan State fans all around us, and you needed a little backing to go up against that, and you felt like you had it, and then it was gone. And then it was gone really, really quickly. And it feels like college football has just, almost run away from Notre Dame. And instead of being the Trailblazers, we're constantly like 5 years behind trying to play catch up.
They're Blockbuster Video. Yeah. And guess what my dad and Uncle Ken didn't do? They didn't fall in love with Notre Dame because every once in a while a MAC school rolled into South Bend and fucked them up.
Yeah, we were playing Miami.
You know what I mean?
Like University of Miami.
Yeah, we were playing the convicts. Yeah, it was Catholics versus convicts, and big deal, and they hated us, and we had
not Miami
kids,
of Ohio.
No. Mm-mm. Back then, and this is another thing about Notre Dame fans that I just don't understand. We tout this elite education that is just fine. It's just fine.
It's top 20.
It's pretty Michigan
good.
Is 22nd. USC is 25th. North Carolina is like 8th. Stanford is number 1. Like so, but we're not Harvard. We're not MIT. We're not. I mean, we're a very, very, very good academic. We're a very good academic school. But this whole like the new, and they're not even our new fans, man. There's some of the old people too that just talk about like the academic excellence, and I'm like, that didn't exist. All of the people we watched growing up couldn't get in today. Rocket can't get in today. Bettis can't get in today. Ricky Waters can't get in today. Tony Rice can't get in today. I don't believe. And why?
Yeah,
why not? We can't. Why not?
I don't know. Not being a grad myself, or I know one grad, but as part of the family I don't talk to anymore. I don't know. Like that'd be something we have to look up. Maybe as a discussion for future podcasts. Like how has the academic like requirements change? I don't know that it's changed that much. I think just what's happened is that it's gotten like recruiting has got more competitive.
Like why we lost Lou Holtz. It's why we lost Lou Holtz. Lou Holtz didn't run to South Carolina because he just felt like the Gamecocks were a better program. He was going to the Edmonds. He's like, what do you mean? Why?
Yeah, but I don't know what they changed. Like that's the question. I don't know what exactly was changed other than they just started to have higher admissions standards. Like I don't know if the baseline changed or or they just said you have to do it with better kids. Like I don't
They took
know
a brand
exactly.
change, and that's okay. And I'm okay with. I'm okay. Listen, I'm sorry. I hate to tell everybody, but life's not fair. And if you have a really good jump shot or can throw the ball 70 yards accurately, you're just a better person than the rest of us. That's how America works. I'm sorry. Just you get privileges. Yeah. Okay. If you you're Shohei Ohtani, you get whatever you want. If you're just somebody else, you don't. Call it fair, whatever. But Notre Dame used to look like Georgia does today.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's kids were bigger, meaner, stronger, had an attitude problem. I don't remember. I never looked at a Golick boy and was like, man, that guy's brilliant. I just thought, you know what I mean? Like, not that either one of them are. Not that either one of them are dumb, but like Bob Golick is good, bro. Bob Golick was a mean person on the football field. He wasn't. I mean, like, I don't remember like Zorich really, maybe I was just a kid. Maybe we didn't talk about it and there wasn't social media, but I don't remember I don't remember hearing about him being like an academic fucking anything. I just remember him hitting people really hard. I remember Jerome Bettis running people over.
Yeah.
And since then, this is really why I'm so pissed off, is because Arcus has 9 losses, right? Since he took over, including the Oklahoma State bowl game right after he took over when BK left for LSU. He has 9 losses where Notre Dame was the best team on the field every single time they got on it. That includes Ohio State. That includes, obviously, all the bullshit losses we have. I was at the Ohio State game. I was at the opposite end zone and thought that we just had like a miraculous loss and it was a down to the finish. And like, I didn't understand why we started throwing the ball instead of just running it down their throat like we had all game. But, I'm on the opposite side, and you don't get cell service in Notre Dame Stadium. So you don't really find out until you walk out of the stadium and go to your car, and then Twitter blows up and it just says, oh, by the way, we didn't have 11 men on the field twice. We didn't have 11 fucking men on the field 2 times, man.
Didn't want to call timeout.
Didn't want to give it to him, man. Just wanted to. Then they run it right where the tackle's supposed to. It's like, dude. I know basketball.
I wonder if his analytics nerd has that played out somewhere. Like, hey, should we call timeout with 10 guys on the field?
And then he gets to the podium and it's all these long pauses and the drum and the stick to itiveness and the tenacity. He says tenacity a lot, and just like, bro, I don't want tenacity, man. I want you to hand the ball to number 4. And I want you to run over NIU. That's all I want you to do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need, and people are like, well, are you the coach?
It's a simple game that way, yeah.
You know better than the coach. And my response to that is, bro, I shouldn't be able to make a critique that anybody listens to. But I feel like that's part of the problem. I don't know. I just don't understand. And it makes me.
Yeah. Well, I think it's important to note that let people.
Makes me mad.
Yeah, I think it's important to let people know that you have won at least 1 or 2 championships as a coach in NCAA 2024, correct?
Who has? What?
Have you not won a national championship with Notre Dame football?
No, 35 years. No.
What?
No.
No, have you won a championship in the NCAA college football 2024? How many years are you in?
Oh, in the new video game, 2025. Oh yeah. Sorry, I didn't understand what you're talking about. I'm like, what?
Jesus
we're terrible.
Christ.
Now here's the thing. On PS5, we're almost to 20. I think we just kicked off the 2030 season.
Is Marcus still your coach?
He is still the head coach. I even created Marcus Freeman just because I felt so bad. I don't have anything personal against Marcus Freeman. I want Marcus Freeman to be successful. No. Like I said, he's everything I want. Everything I want.
Except
everything I want.
There's 2 things I want different. It's the experience, and like, I don't want him to be as chummy with the player, like Saban, and maybe he just can't do it because he's a big dude, and maybe, I don't know. But Saban was just in people's asses all the time, and that's just kind of how Kirby is too. And Dabo seems to be, when he's properly motivated, and that's kind of what wins championships with 19 and 20 and 21-year-old kids, especially the ones nowadays.
And like, I wasn't even thinking about it.
You got to be feared a little bit.
Yeah, and I wasn't really thinking about it
They
when
can
it
love
happened.
your recruiters. They can love the recruiters and the position coaches, but like, you know, the head coach needs to be feared a little bit by everyone, by the position coaches and the players and the training staff. Like, you know what I mean? Like a little bit of a tyrant walking around, a little bit what we call a little stern, a little more stern,
Juice.
a little bit of a prick. Yeah, well, he's got plenty of juice, but I'm just saying, like, it's almost like too much. Like, it's kind of like, you know, happy-go-lucky dad juice. Like, I need a little bit of a, you know, you know, don't fucking cross with me, juice. That's kind of stuff.
It's kind of like someone told me about raising their kids. Like, you never hit them, but they can't. You know, you're never going to hit them, but they can't know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you want them to, you know, they got to at least think you're going to hit them, or they got to at least think there's consequences for their actions. They're just going to run you over. But like,
Riley Leonard.
I think you said it to me the other day, but like, and I wasn't thinking about it at the time, but if you're going to come out of the tunnel and slap heads and scream and yell and act like it's the freaking Super Bowl because you're at A&M, you have to do it before every single game, or you're just telling all your kids this shit doesn't matter.
Yeah, at least in the locker room, or maybe, you know, just a little bit of, you don't have to have as much juice, but like, you know, a little bit of juice. Maybe turn around, slap a face mask or something, hit a shoulder pad, you know, get out there. I don't know. Yeah, Marcus Freeman, to me, I mean, we'll see. If they finish the season anything less than 8-4, I think you got to seriously look at firing him. We can talk about maybe next week a little bit about who the actual potential replacements could be.
Let's see here. If we're going to lose 3 more games. So if we're going to lose 3 more games, hold on. Let me just make sure I got it right here.
You look at the schedule?
Yeah, I'm going to pull up that schedule here. So we've got 1 loss. So if we end up 8-4, we've got Louisville. We've got a horrible Stanford team, Georgia Tech, Navy, Florida State's atrocious, Virginia, Army, and USC. If we lose 3 more games, one of them has to be. I mean, I can't even. Let
me just look at. You could lose to Louisville, you could lose to Georgia Tech, you could lose to USC. I mean, that's easily 3 more games right there. That's easily 8-4.
Yeah, I hate them. Yeah, I just hate him.
But I think that's
I hate him, the football coach. I hate him for what he's, you know. I hate Marcus like I know the guy, and I feel bad about that. Like, that's not personal. I don't mean that. I'm sure he's amazing. I'm sure he's absolutely amazing.
He's a great ambassador for the university. Yeah, but I think 8-4 is the fireable offense line. I don't know. I mean, you want to get rid of him now.
I wanted him fired the second we lost the game. Yeah, I wanted him fired the second we lost the game. Yeah. And again, it's not.
Would you have let him give a speech afterwards, or would you have interceded him at the stadium and just come to my office? We're gonna have a little bit of a talk.
No, I would have just I would have just said, hey man, you know, like, I think you're a great guy, and you know, but this is big time football, and that's not big. None of that equated to big time football. It's just not. Like, it's okay. There's 2 MAC schools at home. Maybe it's our.
It's hard to justify everything.
This might be really what it is. I might just be way down deep inside, just pissed off at my dad for doing this to me, because I don't want this. I don't want any of this. I don't want to waste another Saturday on these freaking morons, dude. I don't want to do it. And then this guy, it was literally like, if you have thoughts or concerns, save them till halftime unless you're dying. And then at halftime, you can address me with your concerns, and then we're going to watch the second half.
Snack at least?
Huh?
Did you get a little snack at the bar at least? You get some peanuts or some pretzels?
We couldn't watch Notre Dame in public. Are you kidding me? We'd been thrown out anywhere we ever were. This is right there at the crib, bub.
I thought for some reason he took you down to the bar.
No, golly sakes. Okay. We had he had a case or 6.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, the fridge was the bar. We weren't trying to get classy about this. I couldn't watch Notre Dame in public till I was in my 30s. It's just mad at just bullshit. And then
I still don't watch them in public.
Then this old codger, old Bob, he quit him.
Bob Areno.
He just up and quit.
Yeah,
sat me in front of a TV.
He's kind of like Ricky Bobby's dad, ain't he? He kind of like looks around from the outside, doesn't he?
He likes to text me for an update, and I'm just like, listen here, bro. Like, what did you set me up for a life of misery for if you were just going to bail on me? and he tells me that it's time to stand on my own 2 feet and figure it out for myself.
Yeah.
He says a whole bunch of words.
You're an adult.
He calls them a bunch of words that were acceptable in the 90s, and he moves on. But I'm stuck here in 2024. I can't do any of that. Sad. Yeah. I'm bummed out about it. I'm really bummed out about it, is what I am.
Yeah. I mean, I think, it comes down to, I mean, you said fans. I think of what it really comes down to is just the leadership at Notre Dame. I mean, it's like we said earlier, it's a small private Catholic school, founded by a bunch of missionary priests. Their whole goal is to spread the mission of the Catholic. Yeah, it is now, but I'm talking about the original founder.
Then it was a blue collar war school, all boys Catholic war school.
It started before the war, but originally,
I know,
but 1874s or whatever.
Business.
Well, it's a Catholic school, yeah, but like football was a part of the brand. But I don't think you go look up who the fathers of the Holy Cross are. I mean, they're the whole mission is to spread the good word of the Lord across the
and Notre Dame did it by hitting people harder.
They did. Yeah. After when it got on the radio and TVs and they used it as a brand to grow their brand, or they use it as a vehicle to grow their brand. And now the contracts are big enough and the endowment is full enough that they're just on cruise control. And I don't think they're gonna change. I don't think they're gonna fire him. I mean, they could go 7-5, and I don't think they're gonna fire him. There's no motivations around Notre Dame. I don't know if the donors can make enough of a threat that would really put some fear into the leadership. Notre Dame suffers from the fact that we don't have like a real strong rival anymore. We don't play Michigan. We don't play Michigan State. We don't play Purdue or Indiana or Northwestern. We don't play any of those schools anymore. Only school we do play is USC. And I told you before,
tell me they don't care.
Yeah, I live out here in Southern California, and Notre Dame week is no different than any other week, other than maybe on the USC campus. I'm sure on the USC campus, it's a big deal. But outside of that, here, it's just not a big deal. UCLA, USC is a bigger deal. And I don't think there's like anybody really pushing the administration to do better. There's no conference rivals that are pushing them. The reason why Ohio State spent so much money this year is directly because Michigan has been beating their ass and won a national championship. And so they said, okay, well, here's $20 million to go pay a roster in this modern era. And that's exactly what we should be doing. But my whole thing with Notre Dame leadership is that if you want the best students in the world, or if you just want like top grade students, character guys or whatever, like I don't want to see a 4.0 guy on Georgia or Alabama or any of those big programs. Like we should have every 4 and 5 star athlete that has a transcript that should get into Notre Dame should be in Notre Dame, and we should be spending top dollar more than any Big Ten school. We should never be lagging in facilities. We should always have the top facilities. Right now, they're building a new football training facility, which is great. But I mean, this is years after all the SEC schools and Big Ten schools have already done it. We're always chasing. Why can't we use the program to lead Notre Dame into this next, decade and continue to grow the brand? What a better story would there be than Notre Dame football winning a national championship in this environment? But you have to make the investment. They have the money. They're sitting on it. They have to make the investment, and you can't let Purdue have better fucking facilities than you.
Bro, it's unforgivable.
No matter who's the coach.
If I could quit him, I would, Bob. Like I'm telling you right now, like I understand what an abusive relationship feels like because I just keep hoping that they're going to be who I remember them to be, and they're just never are. It's just you got to pick a couple things that you're uncomfortable with. If you want to be an academic powerhouse and have the dumbest rules in the history of the world to prevent yourself from success, and then fine, don't let 5 stars come because they didn't. I don't fucking whatever
on student council.
But then you got to join a conference to ensure that we have something to play for every year. You have to.
Yeah. Well, I would like to see the natural. As Midwest guys, I'd like to see the natural Michigan State rivalries come back. I mean, I think that's important to have those. I mean, Michigan's our first game ever. Michigan State was always, I think Michigan State, until we stopped playing them, was the longest continuous school we had played, right? Maybe Navy is now. Maybe Navy's overtaken that. I don't know.
Dude, like we used to play those instead of playing shit ACC schools.
USC's already there.
That's what I'm saying. Instead of playing shit ACC schools that I want nothing to do with and I don't want on my schedule ever, we could play our biggest rival every year. We could be imagine Michigan and Ohio State anchoring the last game of the season on one half of the conference. Notre Dame USC anchoring the last game of the season on the other side of the conference.
It's not split anymore. Remember, it's all big. It's all one big.
Oh yeah, it's just all. But okay, we can still schedule them. You can still.
But you can carve out two. I think the rules are you can carve out two rivals. So like Michigan State, or like Michigan has Michigan State and Ohio State. We could have USC and Michigan. And play them every year.
Play them every year. Mm-hmm. And that is that day. Now I will admit I don't mind a little bit of a delay, because if we'd have been playing Michigan while they were good, it would have been almost too much to bear, because I still am not quite sure if I hate Michigan.
That's my point. We should play them when we're good so that we feel the pain. We should feel the ultimate pain. We take the easy route. I just meant we take the easy route. Yeah, I'd rather lose to Michigan by 50 than by NIU, for fuck's sake.
We're cooking. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I can lose to Michigan and be mad about it because they're better than us. I cannot live with it lost.
That feels natural. Being pissed off about NIU feels disgusting.
Yeah, and you're in Southern California and don't hear anything about it. I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana, bro. Notre Dame is the 4th most talked about school in the biggest city in the state, and nobody cares. IU is first by a country mile.
That's what I'm saying.
Purdue is number 2 by a country mile, and then I bet you it's Butler or Ball State. Nobody gives a shit about Notre Dame except me. I'm surrounded by Michigan fans. I am freaking surrounded by Michigan.
Well, it's like we're back in Grand Rapids. You maybe need to get into Mass.
Bubby,
maybe you'll find
we have Notre Dame's biggest high school pipeline right here. We got Cathedral High right here. My friend, I'm surrounded by.
He's got a basketball kid from Cathedral High. I saw
Bubby, they stole the logo. I mean, they have the same logo. They have the same. It is Notre Dame High School. Even these idiots don't care. They're Michigan fans. I don't know what we've done or who we've wronged.
Yeah.
But my dad, Kenny's no longer here, and my dad's quit him. So my dad didn't even pass away, and he quit him.
I know. Well, that's my biggest fear, right? Is that if they don't win a championship in the next 5 to 10 years, and we get to the point of the NBC contract, and the boomers, it's just natural. Everyone gets old, right? I mean, it is what it is. I'm not trying to be morbid, but it's just a fact of life.
People get old.
If they're gone, but if they're gone, and we're 35 years, maybe 45 years past the championship, people like us, 50. We're older. Yeah, we're older. I got kids, you got dogs and golf. And you got things to do, right? I mean, it's like they're not gonna, we'll probably be there like Uncle Kenny until our dying day. But like, I can understand why someone might not want to tune into Notre Dame anymore. Like, it's completely acceptable, and like, there's just not that alumni base that Michigan's graduating 15,000 kids a year. It's just a pure numbers game, and they have a regional base. It's Detroit and Chicago. I mean, maybe New York, but it's Detroit, Chicago, Columbus, Indianapolis are where most of their alumni are. They don't leave the Midwest, right?
Yeah, and our fans are like, they talk about the money. They're like, well, NBC. I'm like, dude, IU makes more money off this new Big Ten deal than we make from NBC by ourselves. And we're on Peacock this week. Fuck off.
That's very upsetting. That is one of the more upsetting things.
Like, we're
Peacock upset me. Peacock really upsets me. Jason Garrett really upsets me, and Under Armour really upsets me. Those are the 3 things that really upset me. No, and we can't. I mean, modern football, you got to be able to use the portal correctly, right? Like, we're trying to use portals to find Heisman quarterbacks that were okay quarterbacks at mid-tier ACC schools. Like, I don't know what, and now we're stuck to him. Now we're stuck to the kid. You tell me why Riley Leonard is still the starting quarterback. I love the kid. He seems virtuous. Like, you want your daughter to date him probably. Like, he's Marcus Freeman reincarnated in some senses like that.
He good kid. He probably going to be like a senator or something. He good kid.
I got no hate. I mean, no hate on him making $2 million. I mean, good on you, but where's Minchie? Like, what are we doing? Like, why don't we have anybody else that's, I mean, he's a great runner, but I mean, obviously he can't throw. He's never really thrown. You go look at his high school tape and his Duke tape. He was always a guy that just scrambled around when things broke down and would eventually find a wide open receiver, or he'd run it. And that's exactly who he is now. He can't throw on time. He can't throw into windows. He struggles to read a defense. And somehow we were able to scout that. And we played against him, and we hurt him last year.
You know, I thought talking about this on this thing would make me feel a little better. I thought maybe we get to like maybe I get a little like maybe you talk and I'd be like, oh yeah, it's not so bad. But really,
I haven't convinced you yet.
Making me. I just feel like it's worse than I really want to even admit because
that's why the pain hurts so much. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Well, all right then. Well, we can move on a little bit then if you don't want to. We can talk about other college football. I mean, speaking of
these assholes, like it's so hurtful. It makes me so upset because I want to sit down in front of my TV. And I want to not really have to pay attention while we destroy the bad teams. Dude, this is the easiest schedule I've ever seen us play in my 39 years of life. I don't remember anything much before, like 87.
Most likely.
I mean, I remember 88. I remember I remember 93 like it was friggin' I just remember all the stuff that hurts.
The late 80s and 90s was action-packed pretty much every weekend.
Just so good. And I know we got screwed over in 88 or 89, and we got screwed over in 93. And then Lou had the administration stuff. And then we had to go to freaking Bob Davies. And then all of a sudden it was like a culture shock because now we're terrible. And then it was... Yeah, you got your Ty Willinghams, who we probably did a little dirty. We probably pulled the... Here's the thing. Maybe it's a little bit of hesitation because of how quickly we pulled the rug out from old Ty. Ty didn't do half as bad of a job as old Marcus has done. Not half.
Oh yes, he has. Oh yes, he
has.
He was. Oh, go look up at Tyrone Willingham's record, Bubby. He was like 9-3, 6-5, and 6-5. Yeah, don't compare it. Now, I will argue that Tyrone Willingham was left with a dumpster fire, and Marcus Freeman was not. Marcus Freeman was left with the probably top second tier 2 team in the country. And
we've been the best. We've been the best tier 2 scheme. Yeah. Brian Kelly should have a statue right next to Lou's because he saved our program. Yeah. That's unpopular.
I always say we're somewhere between OU and Oklahoma State. OU's not as good anymore, but when they were good, that's kind of where we were ranging. And
that's exactly who we are. We are Oklahoma and us are the same school, except they snuck into a championship once.
And Heismans. They've had multiple Heismans.
Yeah, they've had some Heismans, but that kind of makes it even worse. They have a bunch of talent. They have all kind of talent. Can't guard anybody. Now they play nothing but defense. They got Venables out there. They got. You know what I mean? We had to see. Yeah. We had to. You remember when everybody was like, "Jimmy Clausen's coming, bro. Jimmy Clausen's coming." Remember that? Yeah. That didn't mean shit. Yeah. Brady Quinn's coming. Bro.
Yeah. How come Arch Manning is Arch Manning, but Jimmy Clausen couldn't be Jimmy Clausen? What about that? Jimmy started his first year, right? Was he a freshman that started? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, maybe Arch has benefited. Yeah, maybe
I get Ron Paulus. No offense, nothing against Ron, but I can throw a 5-yard out route. I can throw a 5-yard out route.
Jr.
I can throw great guy, coach on the staff. But he's a 5-yard out route, bub, and he broke every record we have. I watched him do it, and we won 8 games a year, 9 games a year, 10 games a year. That's fine. I just want one time to see like Ohio State on the schedule and just like not shoot ourselves in the dick. That's what I want to do. You know, we beat DJ Ooga over there at Clemson one time, which turned out to be just worthless because you look back on that he has struggled he's at school number 4. Then
would you rather have DJ or Riles? Would you have Riles or DJ?
Man, just shoot me. I don't know. I don't want. I mean, probably Riley. Probably Riley because he's a better
runner. He's a better runner.
He's a good kid. He's a good kid. Good
kid.
He got good parents. Good kid. Good parents.
He leads Fellowship of Christian Athletes every week.
He said he had about 40 kids at the prayer group. I mean, that is really doing something. But can we throw the ball?
I wonder how that looked after the NIU game. I wonder if that kept going up or went down.
Should have doubled after the NIU game. You're gonna need a lot more of the Lord.
Yeah, like Arch Manning. Arch Manning should be at Notre Dame. Arch Manning. Anybody that is that gifted can. I mean, I'm clearly think Arch Manning could probably get into Notre Dame admissions. You would think so, But like, I don't know. Maybe Carr will turn out. I mean, maybe CJ DJ will turn out to be
you got to get them on the
Manning
field,
type.
don't you?
They're kind of built the same.
Have you seen him throw a ball? I don't think I've seen Angeli.
I've seen him. I've seen him throw. Well, I've seen him throw like in practice.
Yeah, no, but I mean and then people are like.
But I think Minchie should start. I mean, I think
Minchie should start too.
I think Minchie should start. Yeah,
I think Minchie should start too. He's big, he's fast. They're all fine. All I know is that there's 3 guys on the. Then everyone else was like, well, how do you know? Like, we didn't know he was going to be terrible. And it's like, I'm not even saying the kid's terrible. I'm just saying that he's not $1 million quarterback, and he shouldn't be starting at Notre Dame. That doesn't mean he's terrible. I don't want bad things to happen to Riley Leonard. I don't think against Riley Leonard. I'm sure he's a great kid. I'm sure he's fantastic. I'm talking about the highest level of college football where the university pretends that it is a pillar of the health of the university, and then they shit on that pillar.
Yeah,
that's what I don't like.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I mean, like Marcus is learning a lot of things out of his apprenticeship here. One of those things I think needs to be a little economics lesson in sunken cost fallacy, because I don't understand why Riley is. I mean, you shouldn't feel bad sitting him. He's getting paid $2 million. Like, is it?
That's why I
said
that kid's set for life.
Yeah, what is it? What do you feel bad about? Like, why do you
put that thing in a high yield? It's
like he just doesn't have the like the experience or the backing to like make that call. Like you said, Nick Saban made that call at halftime, and Marcus Freeman can't make it after pulled really bad games.
Nick Saban benched it quarterback that would be the best quarterback we've ever had since Montana times 1,000 for another kid that he thought might give him.
You're gonna do Brady Quinn like that?
I mean, I like Brady. Brady's a good kid. Good kid, good college QB. He's the best. I mean, if
good looking.
Yeah, if Deshaun Kaiser could have just stuck around for a minute, I think Kaiser probably was the best quarter. But he kind of in and out, didn't like BK yelling at him or something. I don't know why he bailed so fast. But yeah, I mean, the best quarterback I've seen in my lifetime is Rick Meyer, and that I don't know if that would be really anything anyone would want to say out loud and be proud about. No offense to Rick Meyer, but that's the best quarterback I've seen.
Those are the two George O'Leary and Deshaun Kaiser are the two big what ifs. Like, those are the two things I always think about. Like, what if? What if old George didn't lie on his resume? Like, well, that's another stupid. Like, why did we even fucking care about that shit? He said he had a PhD in like athletics. Like, of course he's a PhD in athletics. He's been coaching for 30 years. I mean, what do you call that?
Got one job. You ain't cheating. You ain't trying. I guess
your fucking credentials. Well, he claimed it was just like something he wrote down like 10 years ago, trying to get like a DC job and or OC, whatever. I can't remember if it was DC or OC, but he just never took it off, and his agent like never updated it. I mean, these are old school guys. They just fucking fax it over, and it's like, what is it right here? You got your PhD. Anyway, yeah. George O'Leary and Deshaun Kaiser are the two guys that really keep me up at night.
Because who was the speed demon that ended up at Texas? Played for the Texans. Wasn't he there? Will Fuller. Wasn't Will Fuller there with Deshaun Kaiser for a minute?
He was. Yeah. Will Fuller.
That seems like something we should have probably explored a little more, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. Where are we ranked? Right now? What are we? We're 6. This is a big matchup. 16-15.
Yeah.
What's the over under here? It started at like 8, didn't it?
Yeah, but I think that was the opening. I think that was like when it opened. Like, yeah, whenever they first posted the line when the schedule came out.
Oh, I see.
So
we're looking at here. We're looking at Texas is number 1, Georgia's number 2, Ohio State's number 3, Bama 4, Tennessee 5.
I like that hype.
Good. I like that hype. Ole Miss. He's like a less douchey Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
Miami's 4. They got a quarterback all of a sudden. That's helping their coach that doesn't know how to call timeouts either. Oregon, Penn State, yeah, LSU, and yeah. So we're 16. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough climb. It's gonna be a tough.
We're back up to. We've been back up to 6.5.
Okay. All right.
That makes me feel a little better.
Yeah,
Not
and
great. I'd like it to be 7.5.
NIU lost last week. I don't know if you saw that. That didn't help things out a little bit. Where are we at with the Heisman? Where are we at with the Heismans? We are.
I think it's just Shador, right? No, not Shador, the wide receiver. Hunter. It's got to be Travis Hunter.
No, let's see here. Vegas Insider says, well, just what I was saying there. Cam Ward, Miami. That makes sense. I think he has like
a good kid.
14 touchdowns already or some ridiculous.
He only cost $1 million. Rumors we paid that to Riley.
Yeah, we could have used it. We could have used it on maybe some D linemen or some better receivers.
I don't know if Cam Ward can get in, but boy, I sure would like to be able to try.
Jackson Dart.
Yeah,
Jackson Dart
he's slinging it.
That's an all-time name for a quarterback. Jackson
Dart.
Dart.
Great name. Playing for Lane, that's perfect. Jackson Dart, Lane Kiffin is perfect.
Jalen Milroe, he's a bodybuilder playing quarterback, jacked.
Fast.
Nico, I'm not even gonna try. Nico Alimila. I think he's from out here. I think he's out here by me. I think he's a Oos. He's
Lama Leva.
I think it's an I. That's an I. Iamaliva. That's an I. That's still the things. That's one of the things I never forgive the Catholic Church for, the pre-scandal and not getting to the Polynesian Islands before the Mormons. Those are two things that I just really can't get.
We get our share, and they're always really good.
Yeah, but like BYU and Utah have a ton of them. Like that was bad hindsight. We went everywhere and spread our diseases, and we didn't go to Polynesia. Maybe that's that's why they're so good.
Dillion Gabriel's out there.
Dillion Gabriel, Quinn Ewers.
That's why I was hoping we were just going to throw every dollar we had at it, but
Phil said no, you're not going to have any fun with that.
Then you got Trav. He's kind of. It's hard.
Yeah, he's way down here. What's going on with Shador? Shador's way down there.
He's grumpy, Bob. He's just grumpy. He's just grumpy. I don't know. He's worth too much money and he's talking too much shit. And
Arch Manning is higher than Shador. What is going on?
That Arch run, Bub? That Arch has really got some jutes.
He might be the best Manning yet. We'll see.
He got some real juice. That Arch seems to.
Well, that's the Heisman. Did you see that Colorado game? How that thing ended?
No.
You didn't see the Hail Mary? Oh my God.
No. I mean, no, I didn't see that.
They had like a Hail Mary to end the game. Like Shador scrambled to the right and threw like a 50-yard Hail Mary, and the kid caught it as time expired.
I saw Travis Hunter knock that punt out knocked the ball out that caused the touchback, but I didn't see the Hail Mary. No.
Yeah, it was something. I would share it, but I don't know. I don't know about the right things anymore. Anyways, it was a pretty amazing end. But college football was kind of boring last week, other than JMU putting it fucking on North Carolina.
Yeah, boy, old Mac seemed like he's pretty upset about that. He was definitely bummed. Now, see, again, Mac Brown's
at their home stadium.
Bro, Mac Brown is 150 years old, stood in front of the microphone, just said, "I'm sorry, it was my fault. Boosters, I apologize." You know what he didn't do?
Yeah.
He didn't take a bunch of sighs and deep breaths and talk about tenacity.
JMU jumped all over him, too. Yeah, gumption. They scored like 60 points.
Got any gumption? Fuck gumption. Win. Hand the ball to 4. Hey, Jeremiah, you want the ball? How would you like to run 30 times today? We're playing NIU. Yeah, I wouldn't mind the ball 30 times today. We'll probably win. Okay, let's see. Here you go, Jeremiah. Yeah. Oh, Aaron, you want some of this too? Oh, Mr. Penn, you want some of this too? Here. You have 10 of them too. Just run at that guy. Just run over there. It's NIU. It's NIU. It's just no offense to them, but like
it seemed like they was trying to get a little bit. Yeah, it's almost like they were trying to like develop Riley and like see what we got. But I was like, you should have already fucking known what you got.
Yeah,
I don't know. Have you looked at any of these lines for the weekend yet for college football?
Yeah, I was actually just trying to thumb through them here. The biggest game I think is, as I trash them on a pro Notre Dame podcast, which doesn't make any sense, but I think our game's probably the best game. No one will be able to watch it. It's on Peacock, but it'll probably be the best game. They do like us -6.5 if Marcus doesn't poop his pants. So if he just hands it to 4, runs a little play action and some design runs for Riley, I literally think we're the best team on the field every time we step on it this year. And I don't care if it's 50, I don't care if it's Louisville, or we should have beat their ass last year. And another Marcus Funzy. Like what else? Is there anything else that was any good?
What about North Carolina at Duke? They went from being a favorite down to being
North
shit.
Kakalaka up there at Duke. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
on all
those games would be interesting. Both the James Madison and the Duke game, I think, would be interesting to look at those lines. I mean, it's almost like they've been bet out of the universe. Take the opposite sides there.
Yeah, so one of the things that for those that are for those that aren't my mother that are listening, so Sean and I have always done it's called reverse line movement. So if you bet sports, the whole point, and I also used to work in a casino, and my wife was.
We both did.
We both worked at the same casino, and
hell of a learning experience. Yeah.
My wife's the best craps dealer you've ever seen. It's unbelievable. But anyway, so I look at everything like I'm the house. So when I'm betting sports, I'm just trying to figure out what Vegas wants me to do, and I try to do the opposite. So we focus on something called reverse line movement, which, for an example, if let's just say it's even money, right? Like, let's just say it's a pick 'em, and all of the money is on Louisville, but the line becomes easier to bet Louisville. 70% of the money is on Louisville, and it went from 0 to +2 for Louisville. Well, if you're the house and you already have 75% exposure, why in the world would you make it easier to then bet the team that you already have huge exposure on? In theory, you would want to move the line the other way to try to get some action on Notre Dame. Well, if that doesn't happen, we call it reverse line movement. So, or not only if it doesn't happen, but if it actually goes in the wrong way. If they're making it easier to bet Louisville and all the money is on Louisville, you just hammer the Irish. No matter
a perfect
what.
Example of this is if you're listening to this before the games kick off, there is a Western Michigan Marshall line, and Marshall opened up at -6. Almost 90% of the money is on Marshall, and now the line is at -3. So riddle me that.
Doesn't make much sense to
but
me.
That's exactly what we're talking about. Reverse.
Yeah, that line should have gone the other direction.
Yeah, it's usually pretty good in the early season too. I mean, at the end of the year they get a little more tighter. They get some more data out there, a little bit harder to take advantage of that, but something to look on still early on. So you're going to be on the Irish, huh?
I can't bet them, but if I was, if I wasn't sick if I wasn't sick, I would recommend someone bet them. Yeah, I like the Irish. Yeah. I would really like that line to get to 7. Would really, really, really prefer that line gets to 7. But
well, we got Georgia, Alabama this week too. That's another one you can look at, some reverse line movement right there. Georgia opened 4.5. It's at Alabama, and 80% of the money on Georgia. Line is at -2 Georgia right now. So that's interesting.
Yeah. We got
Kalen
really aren't that many
down there.
Boy, I like that DeBoer too. There really isn't much. Boy, I got.
I think that's gonna go. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna fade JMU, be on UNC, and give me Marshall and the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm going all reverse line movement.
Yeah, I wouldn't do anything else, honestly.
That's what I'm gonna be tonight or this weekend.
Bama, Stanford.
About NFL lines. We got any NFL lines?
Stanford Clemson's technically reverse too. That's
Stanford. Oh boy, Stanford. That'd be an interesting matchup.
Yeah. So here's another thing. So if it moves through a major number like 3, 7, 6, 17, 10, 21, 20, like the it's at 7 p.m. at Stanford at Clemson. Everybody thinks Clemson's terrible. The public would think Clemson is terrible. All of the bets, 78% of the bets wagered are on Stanford, and the line's gone from +20.5 to +21.5, making it a full point easier to bet Stanford through a major line. In a perfect world, if you just have money to light on fire, you just bet Clemson and hope for the best. But that just screams blowout. Now, it doesn't work every time. If it worked every time, you wouldn't know who we are because we'd be rich. But if you can win 6 out of 10, actually, if you can win 5.2 out of 10, you can make all the money you want betting sports. So just know that if we're giving out lines,
what the pros do.
Yeah. You got to bet high volume and you got to be on the sharp side. Yep.
Yeah.
You just got to be. And it's been I've tried a million different systems. The only reason that I'm probably not up lifetime betting sports is because I have what you call compulsive issues, and I just want to bet something because I'm bored that I didn't do any research on. And that one I always lose. So the winning from my system that I actually collected, I like to light on fire with just impulsive stupidity because, c'est la vie.
As is tradition. Yeah.
Yeah, as is tradition. Let's see. Can we get another one here? We got anything else that's crazy?
So you
here's another. Okay, did you look at Colorado UCF? What are they on? They're in their fifth consecutive national championship. They've been winning them since you got married, haven't they? UCF down there.
Yeah, they got a bit of a program down there.
They got programs back to back to back to back to back to
put it up in the Ring of Honor.
Colorado. This is kind of nuts. So I guess UCF will be.
Oh, yeah. I see. Yeah.
So that thing's 70% of the bets are on Colorado because they're the public darling. 12.5 point. It opened 12.5, and now it's all the way up to 14. So
you might be able to convince me on that. I kind of like that one. That'll break my tie.
Anything
right there
that punishes the buffalo, I'm really into. I just can't. I'm over it. I'm over him. I'm over all that too. I'm over all that. I'm over all the show. I don't care anymore. I don't care about Dion and his theatrics. I don't care about how important he thinks he is. I just don't care.
Maybe Elton Marcus will go after you fire him.
Yeah, I don't. I just win. Just win. Just get better. Either get better or go away. That's what I need. So I need you.
All right, those are good. What about? So I'm going to be on UNC, Fade JMU. I'm going to be on UCF, Bama, and Marshall. I like that.
I like those.
I like that. What about NFL? We got any NFL lines here? Let's see. We got Cowboys Giants. That's interesting. Falcons Saints Falcons. Oh boy, that's that. So there's some. No, that's actually not reverse line movement. Sorry about it. There's not really anything too interesting in the NFL. No reverse line movement. We might have to get a little bit more in depth. Who do the Lions play? What's the Lions line looks like? I like those Lions.
Well, I love those Lions.
You fan of those Lions?
Well, I've never been. I mean, the Lions were so bad they punished me into submission. After Barry left.
It was sad.
But
it was a similar feeling with Notre Dame. Yeah. So they got. Let's see. Lions have the Seahawks.
I got a lot of internet problems.
Yeah, sounds like you got some people coming to work on your internet in there.
No, my wife got home and naturally she just wanted to bang around 50. She just wanted to clang.
Yeah. What are you doing in there?
Yeah, but
Kyle.
Yeah.
What are you doing in there?
What the hell's who are you talking to?
Oh, that's right. You told me you were gonna do
a podcast. Stupid.
Yeah. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me you were gonna do that?
You met them? You ever met these people?
I got a
different. They're a different bunch, bub. Logical, reasonable.
I got a whole flock of them, that's for sure. So the Lions.
3-1. I don't know how you do it.
It's been a real growth process. That's right.
A real growth process.
So yeah, the Lions. I love the Lions. I mean, the Lions have really helped with Notre Dame the last couple of years and those losses. It's good to have a team that just kind of takes it to people, plays fun. I love Campbell. Like Campbell's, like he shows emotion, but he's not like overly emotional. Like that's what I love about Campbell.
Another guy just stood in front of a microphone and apologized. Hey, my bad. Screwed up in the first half. My bad.
Yeah.
There wasn't.
I love his Applebee's commercials.
His Applebee's commercials may be the best on television right now. Dan Campbell's, they may be the best thing going right now, dude. It's unbelievable.
Goff is
when he puts the card in front of his, like he's playing like when he's hiding plays.
He doesn't even call plays. That's the thing. He doesn't even call plays.
It's so funny.
Oh yeah, the commercial. Yeah,
the commercial when he says he's stealing his. They might steal your order. Steal your order.
Yeah. Goff, like I said, Goff is a pain in the ass, but that's my quarterback. That's my quarterback right there. But the rest of the team is so much fun. The rest of the team is so much fun that he just kind of blends in.
I like that Jammer. I like Jameer. I like that. You seen that Hutchinson Boy, I hate where he went to school, but he can really play some foosball.
I do like that. I can now cheer for him. Yeah, I couldn't cheer for him.
I mean, dude, he is just. I mean, he's just. I didn't know they made. I don't know. Him and the Bosa's like they can't even walk upright. They're so strong. Like their shoulders are hunched over because their abs are so strong. Like it's just kind of like a different kind of a thing. Then he runs out there like freaking Wario and makes a sack. Like I don't know how he does it. I don't get it.
You saw the hook and ladder. You remember the hook and ladder touchdown? You saw that one, right? That was.
Oh yeah. I don't miss the Lions these days. The Lions.
They got to do it this year. They got to do it. They got to do something.
Just be good. Yeah,
Ben Johnson's gonna leave. Just one time, baby. What
else?
But the NFL's been interesting. Vikings are a surprise. Sam Darnold's back from the dead.
Good old Jimmy Neutron, man. Good for him. I'm so happy for that guy. Trashed Sam Darnold for
Jimmy Neutron.
He's such a good kid.
I mean, kind of a Jimmy. Yeah, I think it's another kid from out here. Him and old
but
Jimmy
I mean,
Neutron.
it just.
It should be good news for Bryce Young, actually.
Yeah, it should give him a little hope because
it should give him a little bit of hope.
Zach Wilson
left.
Here's the thing about the NFL this year: the quarterbacks that you expect to play well have not played well. I mean, Zach Wilson might get a starting role next week and just start slinging it at this rate. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but like, it's not really the usual suspects just throwing darts. It's kind of Geno. How about what's his face out there in DC? Oh, Jaden.
Yeah, he's a steal of the draft.
I mean, you seen the highlight?
Well, not steal of the draft. He's number 2, but like I would have took if I'm going to draft a quarterback number 1, I would have took Jaden Daniels. I mean, Caleb's Caleb, but I would have taken
doing it.
Jaden for sure.
This fella
he's so
right
fast.
Here,
he's got such a quick. I mean, it looks so good.
This kid is really, really doing it.
Yeah. So yeah, Shake and Bake left. He worked out. Sam Darnold left. He worked out. Maybe Bryce can go. Replace Joey B over there in Cincy because he seems burnt out. What's that guy's deal? What is he doing? You seen a picture of Joe Burrow recently?
You get a little. You get a little Broadway Joe in you. You dye your hair blonde.
It's too much. It's just too much, man. Like
too much,
I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little bit stitious. Like you can't make a change like that. You start 0-3 and then keep it. Like it's got to go. Like you got to shave your fucking head. Like what are you doing?
I mean, you could just I just
like get it off you. Like you don't.
Yeah, you can't be getting outplayed by. I don't know. You can't really be getting outplayed by.
Rookies, so the Seahawks are so Vikings are 3-0. Seahawks are 3-0. Like I said, Geno's balling.
Geno out there chucking around the park.
So
that's
good. A big game. That's a big game this
week. K9 up there
Lions.
Too. I don't know why he didn't get any love. I play like 2 fantasy leagues each year. I don't think anybody even drafted or talked about Kenneth Walker. I totally forgot about him. He's up there just slamming it in the end zone about 3 times a game, it feels like. It's obviously less than that, but that's what it feels like. Feels like every time he plays, he gets a touchdown.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce seems like he's on the backside. I mean, I don't know if he's just got too much time with Taylor, or if his just head's not in the game, or what's going on. But he's my anchor.
He's getting old, man. How old is Travis Kelce?
I mean, I don't know, but a little younger than
I think Travis Kelce. I think Travis Kelce went into Andy Reid's office in the offseason and said, "Look, brother, like this is my last season. I'm gonna give you everything I got. You can use me as a decoy. I can block. I can whatever you do. But I'm gonna go podcast and hang out with Tay. Last year,
I mean, it's not a terrible. I mean, he's probably making as much money with that podcast now as he does as a player. Maybe
more. I think he's made like $70 million in earnings, and that. Well, I guess he split it half. But yeah, it's 100. Yeah. The rumor was the podcast was $100 million. So yeah, so those are the undefeated teams on the NFC and the AFC. We got Bills that are 3-0. Go to Josh Allen, who needs Stephon Diggs. The Chiefs are 3-0.
Yeah, what's wrong with that guy too? Stephon Diggs down there in his new place, screaming at everybody too. Oh, how about old Derek Carr? Isn't he down there screaming at CJ too? And wasn't he just yelling at him about something for no reason? Like he just got there, bro.
He's a bit animated. He's a bit animated. Yeah, the Saints are 2-1. They got beat last week. But yeah, so Saints are 2-1. Let's see who else is undefeated in the AFC. Steelers. I mean, that's a surprise to me. The Steelers are a
Steelers are
surprise.
3-0.
I don't know who they play. Let's see who they played so far. They've played Falcons, Broncos, and Chargers. They've scored a total of like 55 points. Not even.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, Justin's not
points.
Justin's not really, he's not gonna light up a scoreboard, but I guess they got some defense. They got a little defense.
They do got some defense. They're running the football. If I was the Bears, I would have kept Justin Fields. I would have kept Justin Fields. I would have traded that number 1 pick. I would have taken Joe Alt and another kid out of Bama or Georgia or Penn State or wherever. I mean, there was like 10 tackles drafted in the first round. I don't know how
it's just a shame that offensive linemen can't do more, because I wouldn't. What do you mean? If there's a Notre Dame lineman on the board, you just take him and you just play him, and he just he plays forever. It's just what he does. But quarterback.
He did get hurt, though. I think Joel Hall did hurt his knee this past week. But that's another hater here. I would have taken.
He hadn't even let up a pressure. He hadn't even allowed a pressure in the first 3 games.
No, he's been playing great. Maybe he'll get. I don't know if he's got to surgery or not, but maybe he'll get back out there. And poor Dangerous. He's got to sit there on the sideline and think about marketing.
Eat all those sandwiches. Yeah,
get a Dangerous role or something.
Did he get hurt?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Jimbo, Jimbo doesn't like talk too much about those injuries, so it's real hush-hush. You don't want to talk about the severity of Joe's injury.
No, why would you? He going to let the doctors handle that. So, yeah, those are the surprise teams or the undefeated teams so far. Your Colts down there, you're in Indianapolis, like you said. The Colts are a big deal. They got their first victory, right? They're a big deal. What? Why are you looking like that? They're good.
Probably that. No.
Are they not good?
No.
Caleb's touchdown
quarterback, Bub. They drafted a tight end fourth that threw 10 passes at Florida. And then they said, "Hey, he's kind of like the Marcus." And then he got hurt. And we had to play Minshew too, who's out there slinging it. But no, the Colts are.
He's kind of like Marcus Freeman of quarterbacks. Like, he looks good, looks apart, looks like he should be able to just get out there and do it. And it's just like, wow, that's right. He's never done it before.
They do have a win, but it wasn't one that anybody really
against the Bears. Against the Bears, I don't know. What are the Bears doing? I mean, they can't protect that kid. I mean, he's just running around like a squirrel with his head cut off. I don't know.
I told you what my strategy would be if somebody would give me the time. Is I would just take as many guarantee offensive linemen as I could until I had a full line of just monsters. So if I already had 2, then I would go, and I'd need 3 years. If I need, but I have to retain them, and then I would go spend every remaining dollar on a free agent quarterback, unless I had a draft pick that would get me a guy I really wanted, and we go win a whole bunch of ball games. But if the guy can't stand up, hard to be good. Really, really hard to be good. And it's not college.
The NFL,
they got Bosa's and Hutchinson's.
They got people paying millions of dollars. Coaches getting paid millions of dollars.
Watt? You seen this TJ Watt fella?
Yeah, hard to get away from him.
Well, he runs 100 miles an hour and rip your face off. And they got that Miles fella up there in the orange helmet. That kid, holy moly.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Myles Garrett chasing you with his helmet off so he could, remember when he tried to kill Rudolph?
Yeah.
One of the greatest moments ever. He took his helmet off, tried to kill him. I mean, Myles Garrett is, defensive player of the year, bub.
That's hilarious. Yeah, he did.
Craziest shit ever. Tried to murder Mason Rudolph. Yeah, tried to murder Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chicago's in a tough spot. The Bears suck. The Bulls aren't great. They're in a drought. White Sox are all-time bad.
All-time bad. I don't do baseball. You'll have to leave baseball. I don't know anything about baseball. I know Shohei Ohtani is incredible, and I know that it still wouldn't be the 11th best year of Barry Bonds' career, and I know that last year that kid had I don't understand why 70 stolen bases and 40 home runs isn't as good as 50 and 50, but I guess we've decided 50 and 50 sounds better. But that kid who Acuna last year that won MVP, that was an unbelievable year. He literally went like 42 I think it was like 42 home runs, like 71 stolen bases. Like, I mean, I don't know shit about baseball. I don't claim to know shit about baseball, but that sounds good.
Yeah.
Seems good to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I know about. I mean, I know about the sport of baseball. To be honest, I haven't following as closely as I should. Or the Tigers haven't been great like the last 5 years. They were good in the early 2000s, mid
Poop
2000s.
butt.
They had a couple runs there. They've actually made a run. They might make the playoffs. They've been on like an absolute. They've been like the hottest team in baseball like in the month of September. I think they still have a shot to make the playoffs. I think we have 4 days left. Let's see if Tigers playoff chances. I think they have 5 games left, and it might be one of the more unlikely runs. They started the month at listen to this. They started the month at plus 50,000 to make the playoffs, and are now at minus 370.
Whoa.
It's a span of 3 weeks. That's what you call a bit of a move there, Bub. I mean, that's a bit of a move. So anyway, I'm looking forward to the playoffs. Hopefully the Tigers make it. Maybe we can talk a little bit more about it next week. But Chicago just in a rough time. The Sky collapsed. I know you were rooting for the Sky to make to make a second half run there, right?
Bubby, we're big on CC here in Naptown, Bubby.
You like Caitlin Clark. You've taken that side. I see.
Bubby, I mean, listen here, I'll tell you what, if you don't support Caitlin Clark in Indianapolis, you're just not allowed to. She is the most popular human being in the state, and that includes all of our Colts, and it's not even close, and I won't listen to any, and I'm convinced that it's just like you and your daughters. It's like, holy shit, it's still girls basketball, but I can take my kids to a basketball game and like we can at least talk about sports. Okay, I concede. It's better than the Disney movie, and she's good.
I like Disney movies. I mean, there's some. Well,
I like a Disney movie too, but you can only, but I don't. But the new one, I can't do we got Moana 2 coming out. We got Frozen 87. I don't know.
Yeah, the storylines have gotten a lot weaker, but like the production quality and the sound and the songs are better. Like that Moana soundtrack is fucking fire.
Yeah, don't doubt it. Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a Jasmine guy myself, but I'm into it. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so you're following the Fever. I think they're down 0-1. They got shellacked their first game. Where was Caitlin Clark that first game?
Punch right in the head, bub. I'm telling you right now, with these what
happened to her?
Isn't any good, bub.
They got physical.
A lot of cheap shots. She just goes to the microphone. She says, "I don't even notice it. It's just basketball. I don't know." And I mean, it's just the dirtiest shit you've ever seen.
It's physical.
It really is. I've never seen women hip check each other. I've never seen it.
Well, it's a physical game. Everybody knows this. It's been made clear earlier this year. Okay. Yeah, but so they're down 0-1. I think the Sun have their own Caitlin Clark. I think they had a Marina Mayberry go off for like 27 points.
Sure.
They had a Bonner go off for 22 points, shut Caitlin Clark down. So, I mean, they're 0-1. I think they play tonight, so we'll see. If they lose, what's going to happen?
It's a check-in for me. I'm aware that they're playing, and I hit them with a check-in. But we got Thursday.
They got a box score.
Man. Like I'm not trying to.
We do have Thursday.
I got so much time in the day. I'm not recording.
Is Maction back yet? I
think Maction starts like week 5, but I can't wait. Tuesday night.
Why doesn't Maction start week 1? Like I don't understand. I mean, I guess conference play doesn't start, but like why in the? I mean, there's so many games out there. Like why is
it's later in the season.
There should be Wednesday, Thursday games. We're back in school. What are we doing? What are we doing? But Caitlin Clark, she won Rookie of the Year, obviously rightfully so. There was, some talks midseason that her and the rebound queen over there might have a bit of a face off. I don't know if they announced what the actual rankings were, but Caitlin Clark took it home.
Unanimous.
It's good to see. I think Asia Wilson won Player of the Year.
Yeah, but Caitlin Clark, I think, got fourth in overall, best player in the league, which is probably about right. She's probably not really fourth. She's probably more like.
I mean, are there true expectations in Indianapolis for the Fever? I mean, if people think they're going to win a championship, is it like actual? Really,
dude,
that's good.
It's the hottest ticket.
I mean, that's real sports. That's real sports. That's what you want.
The hottest ticket
right?
in the city, dude.
You want expectations. You want pressure. You want people talking about you. Like that's how you grow the sport. Everybody knows that.
My buddy's taking his daughters to see her. I think probably 3-4 times. I mean, That's 3 or 4 times more than he's ever stepped foot into a fever, you know what I mean? Like ever. So yeah, I mean, it's just, they want to go see this girl and they want to go see her talk shit. They want to see her drain
business.
Curry threes, and they want to, and she does it every single game. She does it.
Yeah. Let's see. Liberty are the favorites still. Liberty are the favorites to win. The Aces are 2. We got Lynx, Sun, and then the Fever kind of round that out.
Yeah,
we'll see tonight. I think first round is best of 3, so they got to win tonight. They got to win tonight and force the
breaker. Yeah.
Why did they have a game? Why is first round game 3?
Because nobody cared until this year. They'll add a couple games next year.
I know, but what, you can't fix that at the beginning of the year? Like that should have been like a.
They didn't know she was gonna. I mean, they weren't gonna just. I mean, they didn't front load it. You know, she won a couple games, and they got planes, and they won a couple games, and they got some TV deals, and they won a couple games. Now she's the. Now she's the unanimous. I mean, now they'll add on a couple games. But here's the thing. Yeah. They don't really want 5 games if she ain't involved, which I know nobody wants to hear, but they just kind of want the Fever to play 5 games is what they really want. The Fever to play every game. If the Fever could play every playoff game, the WNBA would be ecstatic.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Liberty and the Aces. I mean, isn't Brianna Stewart on the Liberty and the Aces have
it's just for
Asia
whatever
Wilson
reason,
and
it's just
your
not
girl who's the shooting guard that you like over there? The Aces. She was like Caitlin Clark before she was Caitlin Clark. I forget her name right now.
Forget her name too.
Yeah, so I don't know how the
Sabrina.
No, Sabrina Iescu is she's also. I think she's with Caitlin. I think she's with Caitlin Stewart. Or Caitlin Stewart. Sorry,
with Stewie. Yeah, she probably was.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
Anyways,
we got a girl from ND.
We'll see what happens.
We got a couple. Yeah, Notre Dame girls are pretty good. That's always fun. That's the only reason I know anything about.
Oh, it looks like Liberty would play against the Aces next round. It looks like. I don't know if they reschedule the bracket with the standings once after the first round or not, but I don't know. Anyway,
you don't.
Speaking of odds.
You don't want to play that Asia. You don't want to play that Asia Wilson. She's good at it. She's good at it.
She's all around.
She don't like that Caitlin Clark at all, which is also fine with me.
That's what they want. That's what they want. Yeah. Actually, they want Aces versus Fever. That would probably be because the Aces won last year, right? Have they won 2 years in a row or just 1 year in a row?
I think they just won last year, I think.
Well, so
here I'm pretending right now. I have no idea. I've never paid attention to girls basketball until this year my whole life. No, just like everybody else.
Oh my God, bro.
No.
All right. Well, I mean, that says a lot about you, I guess. Yeah, I don't know either.
I am exactly who you think.
I think
I am.
they have
exactly who you think I am. That's exactly the case.
They have 2 championships. I'm not exactly sure when they did.
Oh, you were thinking of Kelsey Plum.
Kelsey Plum, thank you.
Yeah,
no, they have won. They've won back-to-back national championships, WNBA championships, and this could be 3 in a row. So yeah, so the Aces versus the Fever would be like a wet dream for a WNBA leadership. I mean, they should really like that.
They might all get Birkins if they do that, Bub. I mean, I'm just telling you, they might really get. They'd really enjoy it.
It would be all time.
They would really enjoy it.
So that's WNBA playoffs. We got NBA starting up pretty soon. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that next week.
Yeah, we got that next week.
We got time. We got Bronny. We got kickoffs. But speaking of polls, let's move to our second favorite topic, maybe.
Oh boy, I forgot about
this. Let's go. Let's check out what's going on with the Ticks. What's going on with the Ticks here?
I don't know. All I know is that, and I'm as upset about that as I am anything, Bob. That ain't any good. And here's the thing: I'm a tormented liberal, so I don't know. I don't have a home. I have nothing to. I have nowhere to.
Yeah.
I have no home. I have nothing to be excited about.
They've left
my
you.
team loses
to
NIU. The party that I voted for every single time my whole life is now just complete and utter dumpster fire of just feelings and upsetness and just everybody's. Somehow the Democrats have become the party of no matter what I've done, it wasn't my fault. No matter what I did, shot the guy, I didn't do it. You made me. I robbed the guy. It wasn't my fault. You made me. I'm an asshole to people, and I put on a clown suit and want everybody to know exactly what my gender is. You made me do it. I just can't really get. I can't get. I just can't get back on my own team. And then on the other side, I got this orange fella who just won't shut the fuck up. I got a guy over here that I would rather vote.
Shutting fuck up.
I'd rather vote for this light staring me in the face than either one of these idiots. And I got Donald Trump on national TV in front of 60 million people talking about eating cats.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do with something like that?
We need a third party like you couldn't believe. I mean, poor RFK, he's getting wrapped up in a sexting scandal. They've finally gotten to him.
Arcade's tech. Yeah, he ain't sending no dick pics or nothing, is he?
No, I think he had some pics sent to him. And
he guy works out. He's a Kennedy. What can you do? People gonna send stuff
but
about
he was going around telling people that he had pictures of this girl, and he was like braggadocious about it. That's the story, at least. I don't know if it's fucking real. Either way, not a great look in the middle of a fucking campaign. And yeah, now we're left with Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, which is probably one of the more burdensome things you could think of.
And like I said, man, like I've been liberal meant for your whole life basically just meant like it's like borderline libertarian, right? Like it's like the only thing that I want socially, the only social things that I want is I don't think people should be bankrupt for getting sick, and I don't think people should make money off of locking people up. Those are really the only two like liberal ideas that I really hold like close to my heart. I don't think I should make money. You know what I mean? Like I don't think you should sell weed, and then I don't think
that makes you a liberal anymore for sure. Those two things, I don't think
right
more than that.
And then all of a sudden, and then it was just kind of roll the ball out, and we'll all go play the game, and whoever wins wins. And then the Republicans were just the bad guys. They were a bunch of closeted gays, and they got caught in a truck stop, and they were old crusty warmongers, and you know what I mean? Like George Bush wouldn't give health care to the first responders for 9/11. Like he was obviously Dick Cheney is Darth Vader. And now all of a sudden he's endorsed Kamala, and we're supposed to be proud of that. We hate Dick Cheney, bro. We hate Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney's a bad person, a documented bad person, horrible person. Well, we got queers for Palestine. Like, what kind of stupid sense? That don't make no sense.
Well, I mean, they shook off the Bernie bro part of the party, and they've just leaned into identity politics. Like Republicans used to be the king of identity politics, and it was pretty simple. They just beat one drum for a long time.